Power is a very complicated thing.
Do you think someone from outside the UK can truly influence British power structures, or is there always an invisible ceiling?
When he delivers something, it is delivered with a sense of responsibility. A leader must be a man of his words. I think politics everywhere is a business for the crooks. If you are asking for an honest man who will do what he must do and refrain from doing anything nasty, so I give my life to scholarships.
So, we are seeing rising tensions involving Iran, the United States, and Israel. So, from your perspective, is that a turning point in the global order? What do you think about that?
Write in books.
What does it really take for someone from India to shape conversations inside the British Parliament? Today, we're about to find out. Leadership is not defined by where you begin, but by how far your ideas travel. And today, I'm sitting with someone whose ideas have traveled across continents, from India to the House of Lords, shaping debates on identity, multiculturalism, and power itself. I'm Udayveer Singh Bindra, and it is privilege not just to host but to engage in a meaningful conversation with Lord Bhikhu Parekh. Sir, from India to the House of Lords, what was that one moment where you felt this journey is now bigger than me?
Big journey, which I couldn't take in one leap. It had to be done in slow steps. So from my childhood, I went on to matriculation and persuaded my father and the other people, and eventually I managed to get a master's degree and then got enough money to come to London to do a PhD.
And this was in which year?
This was 1955,
1955.
when I was 21.
Okay.
I was born in 1935.
So you see in the colonial era as well.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And sir, was there ever a moment where you almost walked away from it all?
Yes, there were occasions when I was a student of St. Xavier's College, Bombay.
Okay.
I found that the medium of the instructions and the entire teaching was in English. I had no English at all. I had grown up in a small village, and that village had no provision for teaching English.
So, sir, if I introduce you today to a 25-year-old version of yourself, what would you tell him to do differently?
I would ask him to remember that he has talents. These talents are not going to be wasted, and therefore he must make proper use of his capacities and talents. In order to do that, I will want him to cultivate certain qualities: dedication, hard work. Nothing in life happens without houses. Respect for elders. Unless you respect elders, you don't enough to respect yourself. And equally importantly, hard work. Hard work.
Okay. So, sir, you've seen power from inside the system. And I would just like to ask that what is one myth about power that people completely misunderstood and misunderstand today as well, according to you?
Power is a very complicated thing. And just because I'm a member of the House of Lords doesn't mean that I have power. In fact, I often feel that I am simply one out of 700 and carry no power, no authority. But at the same time, I must say that my voice, because I am up here, is heard with some respect. And therefore, it gives you a sense of responsibility. It will use this power with gratitude and respect.
So, sir, if you had to describe modern politics in just one word, what it would be and why?
Deeply corrupt, deeply corrupt in every country.
Okay.
And my life will be to clean up the public life. How you do this? There are all kinds of ways in which one can do that. But I think we have allowed over the years for power to move away from politicians into businessmen corporations. Some corporations which goes into Bollywood and all those people, with the result that power in India is dispersed and wasted. And therefore it is then used for personal purposes. What can I get out of it?
So, sir, do you think that leadership today is driven more by vision or by fear?
Neither. There is no vision. I don't see any. And there is no fear in the sense that there is no fear of people. They think they can get away with anything. So it's simply driven by lust,
Okay.
driven by lust and power.
So, sir, are we being led by strong leaders today or just loud leaders?
I don't find leaders. I don't even find strong leaders. I don't find any. The leaders are simply interested in getting at the power, how to manipulate the public opinion. And for that, they will not stop at nothing. And therefore, they are not contributing anything
Right.
to the country.
So, sir, I'll just talk something related to geopolitics, what is happening right now in the world. So, we are seeing rising tensions involving Iran, the United States, and Israel. So, from your perspective, is that a turning point in the global order? What do you think about that?
Yes, and that's a very intelligent question. I think politics everywhere is a business for the crooks. If you are asking for an honest man who will do what he must do and refrain from doing anything nasty, I don't find any. Whether it's India or UK or even worse, USA. And the question is, how do you clean it up? And what do you need to do it? And that, I'm afraid, is a very, very difficult task, not at all easy to be done.
Okay. So, sir, if the world leaders were listening to you right now, say through this platform of ours, what is one mistake according to you they must avoid?
Talking too much and promising far more than they can. A leader's responsibility is to make sure that he only promises what he can deliver. And that when he delivers something, it is delivered with a sense of responsibility. A leader must be a man of his words. You don't have that.
Right. So, sir, you've shaped global thinking on multiculturalism, and do you think is the world becoming more inclusive or more divided?
Multiculturalism
Yeah.
is becoming both more inclusive and less inclusive. More inclusive because multiculturalism means that you are exposed to several cultures, not just one of them. You benefit from all of them. You play one against the other. In that sense, it's in a respectable way. It is being used capaciously, broadly. But there are other people who don't like multiculturalism. They want to stick to their own traditional culture, and they tend to give it a very narrow meaning.
So, sir, as someone who has lived and influenced both India and the UK, what is one thing each side fundamentally misunderstands about the other?
Well, I think in case of India, understanding the limits of British power, we seem to think that because British ruled over us, they are capable of anything. No. They ruled over us because they were weak. We didn't have the guts capacity. So that's the one thing that we need to appreciate, that the Brits are just as weak as we are, and they need confidence, and that will take time. For Brits, it's a question of understanding that India is not backward, poor, uninterested in the worldly affairs. They must appreciate that we also have a great capacity for skill, great capacity for improvement. Our people are scattered all over the world, making great progress. They must appreciate our strength, just as we should appreciate Britain's weakness.
Right. So, you yourself are the supreme example of being a representation of India in the House of Lords.
Well, I mean, there are others too. Well,
Yes, definitely. So, sir, do you think someone from outside the UK can truly influence British power structures, or is there always an invisible ceiling?
No, if can influence power structure, then you try your best to do that. You must know how to do it. And generally, the trouble is with outsiders. If they don't understand the system and they simply cast around, do all kinds of things, none of this works. So you need to have deeper understanding on the society that you want to influence. And that we don't seem to have.
Okay. So I would request you to give short insights for the next upcoming generation, the Gen Z, which you can say of today. So, from you, I'd like to know and learn three leadership lessons that everyone should learn early on in their life.
Let the two lessons which everyone should learn. Well, the two lessons, there can be many more.
Revolving around leadership.
Yes. First thing is have a great humility. Don't walk about thinking I am the greatest or my father is the greatest. I see lots of ministers, sons and daughters involved in this ugly business. So the first thing to do is to cultivate all. I come from a rich family, which is a blessing. I must use it for people's benefit. That's one thing. To use that humility, modesty. And secondly, to realize that to achieve anything in life, I'll have to work hard. Without hard work, nothing is available. Those two things, humility and capacity for hard work.
Okay. And sir, any two mistakes that, according to you, can silently destroy careers of people at a young age?
Yes, one is arrogance. I can do anything. My father can do anything. My father has got the money. That kind of arrogance kills you. It doesn't help you at all. And secondly, I think the tendency to depend on others. So that my father will do this for me, uncle will do this for me, and helping that they will promote me to high places. Life doesn't work like that. In life, you must be able to stand on your own feet. Some help others can give you, but you must be able to work hard.
Okay. So, sir, two qualities that truly define a global leader according to you.
Two qualities in a global leader.
Yes.
And one quality is great humility. That to understand another civilization is not easy. They must just look at the fool that President uh, of the United States has made of himself. You think you know everything, but you haven't a clue.
Right.
So you must first learn to realize that others have much to teach you. You must listen to them, learn from them. Then when the time comes, you might criticize it.
Okay. And sir, two things in the education system that is not teaching, but they should.
So one is, first thing is education teaching how to criticize, how to be critical. We don't do that in education. We just memorize, ask people to memorize things. That's not the way to learn. So learning to be critical, first thing. And second thing, learning with an open mind, not a mind that is closed, only repeating mantras. No, openness to other beings' ideas.
Okay. So, sir, when history remembers you, what do you hope it says beyond the titles?
What will they do?
When history remembers you, I want to know that what do you hope people say or remember you about beyond your titles and your achievements?
Well, very difficult question. I would say the history says to remember me. I would like it to remember me for three things. First, I give my life to scholarships, writing books, to establishing my name in the world at large. I want the world, I want history to think of me as a good scholar. Secondly, I want to think of him as a man who didn't merely look after himself, but who also raised enough money to produce good children, to raise them. And after all, I have three sons, two of them are professors in Oxford. So to raise children who are capable of doing great things. And thirdly, I think the man who gave away almost all his money for the poor. And I want even to think of me as a donor of my money, just as I'm giving away my livelihood, the 3,500 mixed with the university, cost of 45,000 free. with pleasure,
Right.
not obliging anybody or feeling anyway, with love. I think that should happen.
Okay. Okay. So, sir, what still keeps you curious even today?
Ambition to do something noble in my area. I want to write a big book which people can read and admire. I want to do some public work which people can read and think and admire. That's it. I want to do some noble and admirable activity.
Okay. Okay. And, sir, was there ever a moment where your values and your position conflicted, and how did you choose at that moment?
There were occasions when there were occasions when my values pointed in one direction, and I didn't have the guts or the courage go next, go in that direction. So my values conflicted with my interest. Sadly, I prefer my interest and would get regret. That's the sadness of my life. And occasionally, I have suffered laxity and not been able to rise to the height that my values require.
You've been an inspiration, sir. I have learned a lot of things today. And from shaping ideas to influencing nations, this has been more than a conversation with you. So it's been a reflection on what leadership truly means in a complex world. So, Sir Lord Bhikhu Parekh, thank you for your time, for your wisdom, and your journey. And to everyone watching, leadership is not that position you hold, it's about the conversations you have the courage to start. This is Udayveer Singh Bindra, and these are conversations that matter. It's been an honor to have you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.